Hey guys, it's Unice. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video. Today, I thought we'd just do a little catch-up session. I feel like it's been so long since I've last done just like a regular chit-chat, life update, advice type video, and these are always my favorite type of videos to watch. So I just thought, let's just hang out for a little bit. And I also asked you guys questions on my Instagram that you want me to answer. First thing, before we like get into any actual questions, let's just talk about life recently. So I start school in 2 weeks, which is so exciting, and I cannot wait to be back on my college campus with all of my friends. My classes schedule kind of sucks because I have 8 a.m.s and 9 a.m.s every day, but it's fine. This year I'm also starting a new job, which is so exciting. I'm working as an event marketing assistant for a campus event. It's hard to believe that we're already 9 months into the year. That's crazy. Kind of went into the start of this year thinking like, oh, nothing was really gonna happen this year. Like, I don't really have anything planned. And this year has turned out to be so far like the biggest, most transformative year of my life. I feel like an adult, which is crazy because I used to be scared of that like my entire life, and now I'm truly living that and also enjoying it. I feel like I've learned and grew so much this year already, so I'm very excited to see where the last 3 months are going to take me. Someone asked was, how do you make friends at UC San Diego? If you didn't know, UCSD is known as UC Socially Dead, which honestly is kind of true. Where I actually made a lot of my friends is through a lot of mutual friends and through a lot of interests and clubs. Join clubs that you genuinely feel interested in because you'll find people like you who have the same interests, who have the same work ethic. Also just put in effort. For so many of my friends, we set weekly times where we would go get dinner every week, or we were constantly texting each other, keeping each other in the loop about our lives. Also, choose your friends wisely and just be patient. And I feel like you will eventually find your community in college. I think everyone does, but if it doesn't happen in the first quarter, don't stress yourself out over it because you have 4 years here. Next question we have is advice to your younger self. This summer has also been a big summer for self-reflection, and I turned 19 this summer, so I feel like I was reflecting a lot when I was 17, or honestly just any time before I graduated high school. I feel like I was so nervous and I was so anxious about literally everything, and I still like overthink now. But oh my god, back then it was to a different level. Any slight change that happened in my life, I would crash out for weeks on end, and it was just a repeating cycle because change is always here. Graduated high school, moved out for the first time, went to Europe and lived my life to the fullest there, and just went through a bunch of different changes. I feel like that was definitely the year where I forced myself to embrace change and not run away from it all the time. And then I feel like when I was 18, went to college for the first time, and then also this past summer, I was just filled with such a curiosity to experience new things. In freshman year, like I did so much and I said yes to so much, which I am so happy I did. But with that also comes a little bit of a naiveness. Like I feel like when I was 18, I got myself in so many situations that I probably shouldn't have got myself into, but they were all like canon events, learning experiences. Did I crash out over all of them? Yes, I did, but I don't regret anything because I learned so much from following my heart a little bit. And now I feel like entering my 19th year of life, this school year, my biggest goal in life is to learn to let go. I just need to learn to move on. Like it is so hard, especially for like someone like me who I remember everything. I remember every emotion I've ever felt, everything that anyone has ever said to me. I used to think that me ruminating was, I felt like my life was really fast paced, and I felt like me looking in the past was my way of processing my emotions. And especially in situations where like friendship breakups or relationship breakups where I lose something that I really cared about, ruminating on that and like truly dwelling on it was my way of understanding my emotions and also the emotions of the other people involved. The more I think about it, the more I'm able to see things from the other perspective, and the better I'm able to forgive and everything like that. But I feel like recently I found myself just taking it to the way too extreme. Like I'm thinking about so many situations that just need to end or I need to move on from. I'm just such a nostalgic person and it's great, but I also need to learn to not let that nostalgia and rumination eat me alive. And that's just not healthy for me in the long run. I have been journaling a lot recently just because life has been an interesting one. Like then I made a list of goals for myself for like the end of the summer. That has been my life recently, just like sticking to those goals and just trying to focus on myself. Anyways, enough about me. Let's get back to the advice questions. Find community in college. I feel like it just comes so much with time. Like you really just have to be patient with it and trust that you will find your people and it's not going to happen in the first week, and that is so completely okay. And so much of college, I feel like, it's just fake it till you make it. You can walk around in your pajamas like going to the dining hall, and you're gonna see a girl in her business formal attire probably going off to an interview, and you're gonna see another group of friends and they're going out clothes. It's so easy to get wrapped up in all that and feel like, oh my god, me walking alone to the dining hall in my pajamas looking so rough right now, going to go study for the night. Like, it's so easy to compare yourself around your environment, but you just have to know that everyone is kind of at their own pace. Don't feel pressure on yourself to like find the friends because it feels like everyone else has it, or do this and this because everyone else is and it looks like everyone else has their life together. Once you take that pressure off yourself, I feel like it's so much easier to find friends, genuine friends, and so much easier to actually enjoy yourself in college. So that's just my number one tip: be patient and don't compare yourself to others. Make yourself think that everyone else has their life together and you don't, because that is so completely false. I have been the girl going out, and I've been the one in the big friend group, and I've also been the one in the dining hall by myself. Like, college is so much everyone's at their own pace, so you don't always have to feel like you're like not doing enough, or you're, you know, behind, or everyone's doing this and you're not. Next question is biggest takeaway from freshman year / advice to freshmen. Pretty much what I said earlier of just being patient and making sure you're getting into the right things for the right reasons, not because you feel like you have to. Or another thing would also just be to know that how much you're going to change in your freshman and sophomore year. When I look back on my freshman year, I think when I first started it, I was so nervous, just as everyone else is, but also I was much more introverted. But I think college in general and just always being surrounded by people made me a more extroverted person. I promise you, everything's gonna work out and everything is gonna be fine, and you only have these 4 years of your life. So also just say yes to everything. Have an open mind going into different things. Next question is how to deal with stress / getting out of a rut. I've definitely was in a rut, I feel like, for a lot of August. I would say it is so important to have a genuine life outside of work and school. And I mean, like, there are hours where you are clocked out mentally too. Because I know for me, anytime that I was in school, it was so easy for me, even if I wasn't actively studying, it would still always be in the back of my head of I have an exam this week, or I need to get this paper written, or whatever. But I think it's so important to have genuinely mental time where you clock out, where you force yourself to not think about works and not think about academics or whatever's stressing you out. And that is so important. Another thing for me is I feel like just having good community. This year has really just been a huge friendship year, and I'm so grateful that I always had a solid group of friends to go to where I can openly just talk and like feel like I'm understood and feel like I'm heard, know that I'm not alone. And that is so important. Just my community, like my friends and my family, and the amount of long conversations I'm able to have with them when I'm like sad or stressed or going through whatever. And I'm so grateful for all of those people. Last thing, I wanted to give some advice to my future self, because at the end of my freshman year, I was sitting down in my room like the day I moved back in, and I said in that video that I wanted my summer to be very relaxing and recharging, and it was pretty much anything but. I want to tell my future self, I hope that my sophomore year is just filled with so much good community and connection, continuously actively learn to let go and move on from past situations in my life. Also just like keep a constant drive and try not to burn out. Just very much be able to be in tune with myself and listen to what I want in my life instead of just doing what I think I should do. I hope next year is filled with many more memories and people and funny stories. This was like a bit of a deep talk, philosophical vibes, but I sit in the car with my friends all the time for hours and hours and on end, having the most philosophical deep talks ever, and they're some of my favorite memories. So yeah, I'm happy that we kind of just got to chit chat and update about life. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment down below, postcard if you stay to the end of this. Also, make sure you subscribe, click the post notifications, and follow my Instagram and TikTok at uniceliubusiness. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, night, or whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you guys soon for another video. Bye.